Danielle back with another video, and in this video I will be showing you how to achieve the gold candy apple using the Americolor Airbrush Sheen. This video has been highly requested. I am coming to you and giving you your requests for those that have put it in my comments for months and months and months. So here we have this tutorial for you all to enjoy. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I welcome you to Your Sweet Connection. If you enjoyed this video, once at the end, please leave a comment in the comment section letting me know how you enjoyed the video and what else you would love to see here on out. So if you are ready, let's get into the video. Alright, so here we have my pot that I'm going to be using half recipe for teaching purposes of my 411 recipe, which consists of 2 cups of sugar, a half cup of water, and a half cup of light corn syrup. So I'm going to be adding the half cup of water, and we're going to add in the half cup of light corn syrup. And I'm making sure I'm getting all of the syrup and applying it to the mixture. And you want to equally combine the mixture before you get it started. You want to put your stove on medium-high heat. If you have a digital, then you put it on between 5 or 6. Long as it's cooking at a medium-high heated temperature. Okay? Which I am using my famous Faberware hot plate. I'm going to go ahead and turn it up because it cooks better that way. And we're going to put our candy thermometer in the pot, making sure that the tip doesn't touch the bottom of the pot. We're going to remove this mixture at 300. I add my flavor at 250 degrees. That just gives you a roundabout measurement of when to add your flavoring. Okay, so while the candy mixture is cooking, I want to touch bases on a few things with this mixture. This mixture cooks fairly quickly than the regular recipe because it's a smaller portion of the full recipe. It's half the ingredients. Okay, so you're going to notice that it cooks fairly quickly. If your mixtures ever boil over, keep in mind, always have a bigger pot. Between 6 quarts is the most appropriate pot that you will start off with using when doing your candy mixtures. Now, this particular color that I'm going to be applying to the mixture is by Americolor, and it is an airbrush color, which an airbrush color is a water-based color. Now, I don't use airbrush coloring all the time. Just to achieve certain colors and get a certain look, because they do have other colors, but I just recommend that you be careful with using a lot of the airbrush coloring because the water-based coloring do break down your candy apples. When using a water-based color, you tend to have to use more coloring to get that desired color and that desired look. So normally I usually squirt this color in, which I add my color at the end. and I squirt in a large amount. But in this video, I'm going to be using 1 tablespoon of airbrush coloring for this particular recipe. Now, if you were doing the full recipe, then you will use 2 tablespoons of the airbrush gold sheen coloring. Now, if you have silver, you can do this in silver with the silver as well. Okay, and I already have my Granny Smith cleaned apple along with my fancy designer straw. Okay, so we're going to wait for this mixture to reach 300, and then we'll be back and ready for dipping. Alright, sweet gang, so now that my temperature is at 250, I am going to add a flavor by Loran Oils. This is an oil-based flavor that you can add to your mixture. And since it's half full, you can add 2 to 3 drops for the mixture. Okay? It is going to bubble up. You're going to begin to smell the aroma from the mixture. And if you ever have an issue with it overboiling, sometimes you can take a wooden spoon and lie it across the pot. And if that doesn't work, you can take a stick, a wooden stick, one of these apple sticks, and just stir around in the mixture if you want to save your mixture and not start over. But I just advise that you have a large enough pot that your mixture will stay in if it do boil, because with some flavoring the mixture do boil and rise up, so you want to be careful with that. So we're just going to wait till it gets to 300 and then get right into the dipping. Alright, now that our mixture has reached the 300 mark, we are going to go ahead and add the color to the mixture. Taking the Americolor, shaking it up very well. Make sure it's shook up well. Okay, being that it's a water-based color. Taking your 1 tablespoon measure. Okay. And you only need to add 1 tablespoon. You see how that runs out like that? Okay. You do not need to add white to this color. Okay. But you want to make sure you combine this color very well. Okay. Make sure you give it a good stir. Okay. Mix, 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 mix until you get that gold satin look. And that will come all together, and you know that you're ready to dip once you get that gold sheen, gold satin sheen look. Okay. Now remember, I did state this is a half mixture. So to a full mixture, you would want to add 2 tablespoons of the airbrush color. Okay. Now that is all equally combined. It measures out better when doing it this way because you have to add a large amount so that you would achieve the desired color. Okay. Because normally I would just squeeze in a large amount, and this is much better. All right. So tilting your pot, putting your apple in, and giving it a turn. As so, I like to make sure that my apple is fully coated. Okay. Now with this mixture, with this half recipe, you will only probably get about 1 to 2 apples, or 2 to 3 or 4 if they're small apples. These are medium-sized apples that I'm using. So I would only get about 1 to 2 apples out of this small batch, so that you guys know. So what I'm doing is letting the extra mixture drip off the apple. Then I'm going to scrape the side of my pot, placing it on the silicone mat. Okay. Got a bubble coming and I'm trying to prevent from coming. And yes, I saved it. Normally you don't want to move your apple to make sure you get that finished bottom and not the saucer plate bottom on your apple. And I did have a question on how you prevent to get the large pool around your apple. Make sure you let the extra mixture run off your apple and then scrape the side of your pot, or you can take your spatula and just run across the bottom of your apple and then place it on your silicone mat. Whatever works for you. That works for me. A lot of people do things differently, but that works for me. So there you have it, sweet gang. The gold Sheen candy apple. Highly requested that I did this video, and here we have the gold Sheen candy apple. Okay, it's shining. You can see my lights. See me waving. So there you have it. And this is just a paper straw that I added a little decoration to the lips. So once again, if you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you enjoyed this video and give me some suggestions of other apples or treats that you would like to see. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it as well. So it's that time, y'all. It's your girl Ro. I'm getting ready to go, but I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.